This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
I'm Billy.
I'm Craig.
Craig, do your best impression of your doppelganger. No, I'm just kidding. Today is Throwback Thursday. We're going to be talking about Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. It's kind of a Bethesda-esque week, but not really. It's Game Boy and Bethesda mix because we did Game Boy stuff on Monday and Tuesday, and then, finishing the week off with Blockchain after the Bethesda. So just a whole smorgasbord of things to talk about this week. So a lot of fun. Craig's a good friend of the podcast and hasn't been on since episode 6. This is 90 episodes later, so it's a big event. And Billy, a recurring guest on the podcast, part of the podcast at this point. Tell everybody about your channel.
Well, I make content that is about video games and honestly, whatever I just kind of come up with at the time. But right now I'm actually focusing I feel like, side note, every time I jump on here, like I always have something different I'm talking about, but now currently I'm making content on a different channel very soon called Tales of Initiative, which is actually a D&D homebrew that I host as a dungeon master with a couple friends. We try to make it extremely expressive, like everybody's acting, heavy role play, and then it's really like put in perspective with art, music, and super dramatized. So hopefully I'll have some really cool news on that really soon. Me and a team of people have been putting in a lot of work to get this thing off the ground. So really excited.
And you know what? Whatever Billy does, I support him because he's just a lot of fun to be around.
Oh, thank you.
And today we're going to be talking... Whoa! Okay, then.
Oh, he's beautiful.
We're going to be talking about Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which is probably how a lot of people got into the Elder Scrolls if they didn't get in with Morrowind in the beginning. But I'm going to give you guys some word vomit, and then we'll talk about our experience with it. So, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is an open-world action role-playing game developed by the Bethesda Game Studios, which is what we talked about on Wednesday. But we talked about 2015 and beyond. This one's 2006, so it's a little before that, 9 years before that. So it is published by Bethesda Softworks and the Take-Two Interactive division of 2K Games. It is the fourth installment in the Elder Scrolls action fantasy series, following Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind and preceding Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, which has been released about 100 times now at this point. And you put it on a brick, I guess, Todd Howard's going to make it happen. The game was released for Microsoft Windows and the Xbox 360 on March 20th, 2006, and on the PlayStation 3 a year later on the same day, March 20, 2007, with a mobile version of the game. I got to check this out. Released on May 2nd, 2006, probably on the N-Gage. No, I have no idea. We'll figure this out later. It was taking place within the fictional providence of what a word I can't pronounce. Was it Cyrodiil? Cyrodiil? How do you say that?
Cyrodiil?
Cyrodiil? Okay, I can't remember how you pronounce
Close
it.
enough.
Oblivion's main story revolves around... It's got 2 eyes in it. Throws me off. Revolves around the player's efforts to thwart a fanatical cult known as the Mythic Dawn. The plans to open portal gates to a demonic realm known as Oblivion, the title of the game. The game continues the open world tradition of its predecessors by allowing players to travel anywhere in the game, anytime, to ignore or postpone the main storyline indefinitely, which a lot of cool games do. And you know what? Just for giggles, we'll go to this weird LGR thumbnail video, which if you don't know what LGR is, Lazy Game Reviews, probably one of my favorite channels of random tech from the 90s. Really great channel to watch. So the development for Oblivion began in 2002, directly after the release of Morrowind, which I spent way more time playing Morrowind than Oblivion. And they were opting for tighter pacing and gameplay and greater plot focus than in the past titles. So instead of expanding and making it more open, they kind of focus it down a little more with the release of Oblivion. So to design the graphics, Bethesda used the improved Havoc physics engine, the high dynamic range lighting, procedural content generation tools that allowed developers to quickly create detailed terrains, and the Radiant AI system, which enabled non-player characters, which is very famous for the series, to make choices and engage in behaviors more complex than past titles. NPCs are, I think, got some of the biggest upgrades through these Bethesda games, honestly. It's one of the biggest impacts on gaming I think Bethesda has had with their NPCs. So upon release, Oblivion was well received by critics, has won a number of industry and publication awards. It was praised for its impressive graphics, expansive game world, and schedule-driven NPCs, and is now considered one of the greatest games ever made. Bethesda released 2 expansion packs for the game, Knights of the Nine and the Shivering Isles. which were bundles with Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, the Game of the Year edition, released in 2007, and later re-released as a 5th anniversary edition in 2011. Now, what I found most interesting about this is this game's never been re-released on new platforms. I mean, it's still on Steam, I believe. You can still get it on Steam, no problem, but it was basically left back in time in Xbox 360 and PS3 land. I know you can backwards compatibility play it on Xbox One and probably the Xbox Series X, but there's no new version for it. So I always found that kind of interesting. So what do you guys remember about playing this game? Did you buy it on release day?
I did not, but I remember like one of my best friends at the time like got me into it, and like this was honestly for me the first one I've got into for like the Elder Scrolls series. And honestly, if any, like I like Skyrim a lot, but the story of Oblivion like has always been the one that like drew me in. Like I really enjoy just like how much more of an RPG it felt like. Like there was just a lot of really cool quest lines that like still spark like really good memories.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of memories of this game. I mean, I remember buying it on the release date. I still have the coin somewhere in this house for that came with the collector's edition. But I remember. So this is like basically before my wife moved up here. But I remember we would basically play the game together over the phone, and then we'd go into basically race once we got into the Oblivion portals to close them. So I'd be like, "Are you in the Oblivion portal?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then basically from there, we try to close the portal, and then whoever got it first was cool. And then, but that's what I remember doing with her, and she pretty much. She always plays stealth classes, so she cheats. So she just skipped half the mobs, and then I'm the idiot that's like bulldozing through people, just trying to kill everything in sight. So she'd end up winning the race, but I mean, I had the trail behind me, so.
It's just ridiculous. I forgot how much customization there is in this game. Like these games are really cool for the creating your own player characters and stuff.
It is. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't remember really a game before this there's like that much customization. I think there might have been, but I don't think I've really ever spent more time on like what my character like looked like and stuff before that. And now it's kind of like commonplace now in like every game is to kind of customize your character at the start. So
Yeah, after this game, the next game I played with customization, not quite as deep, but relatively deep, was Mass Effect. I like doing that one. And that was like what, a year after 2000. It was 2007 was when the first Mass Effect was released. But this game I've always found interesting. Like Skyrim to me did not have like, I don't want to say it has a weaker story, but it has like a weaker apparent story. You know what I mean? Like Oblivion is right in your face. This is the story. I feel like it's very apparent what the story is versus Skyrim, where it's kind of more laid back with delivering the story right at you. Does that make sense? The delivery.
No, I agree with you on that, because that's one of the biggest things that I always get like not upset, but like I'm like bummed out about is that like Skyrim was the one to catch fire when like Oblivion, if it would have just looked prettier and like maybe a little bigger in scope, probably would have like taken it away for story wise, in my opinion at least. Like I really enjoyed Oblivion's story.
What if they just like shadow drop this March 20th this year? Like, hey guys, we've been working on the Oblivion update for the last 15 years.
I will throw every copy of Skyrim out the window right now.
so they're just basically updating the graphics on it essentially?
They have kind of done that a little bit over the years, but mostly on the PC version. There is like a 4K enhancement for the Xbox Series X, is what I understand, because Bethesda and Microsoft are now working together. I think there is a 4K upscaling of this game, but it doesn't really change the textures or the graphics that were there. It just makes them clearer.
Okay.
Kind of
So
like
I know.
Go
I
ahead.
feel like they're kind of behind the ball on this one because I think you can get this in the Anthology, the Elder Scrolls Anthology, which is like all the games and the expansions for them. And I know for at least for Morrowind, like you could mod it to where it was like basically HD, and I'm pretty sure you could probably do that for this.
Oh yeah, like I said, the PC version, like you've got modders that have made it better.
Yeah.
I'm saying like for consoles, there's been no re-release. It's still stuck on the PS3 and the Xbox 360 versions. They've never brought the PC enhancements to newer consoles. Does that make
I
sense?
gotcha. Yeah.
I'm not saying the PC version hasn't been upgraded. I'm positive they've done stuff with that, especially with the modding community that exists. Like, guaranteed, there's been upgrades to these games. But
So I just gotta switch to PC.
PC Master Race.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Bethesda's missing a huge corner of the market. Imagine if they ported this to the Switch. You know how much this would sell on the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
Or even Morrowind. I mean, these games look fine on a 720p Switch screen.
What they should really do is all these people that mod for their games, some of them are like really amazing mods. They should just hire these people.
Good point. Good point.
I actually, that's kind of what I thought too when I had seen this. Is I was like, man, it would actually fit on like a Switch screen, because like to me, like that's the thing that always holds me back from replaying Oblivion. I love it to death. It's a great game, but like the dated graphics and like the dated playstyle, I think it would fit like on a console that's still kind of, I don't want to say uses that, but like it would fit better for.
The feel would be, yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel like you're wasting the technology you're using by playing it on it, like an Xbox. Like if you put this in an Xbox Series, actually, like, wow, this is really underwhelming. But if you put it on the Switch, I mean, that screen's already not the highest quality to begin with, right? 720p is not, it's like what, 2007 time frame. That's that technology. I mean, that's what TVs were back then, 720p.
He's like, I should be able to download this on my phone.
Yeah. This would be cutting edge technology.
Oh, speaking of which, I want to see the mobile version. How bad it is.
Oh yeah, you said something about that.
I hope it's just like the Nokia version of like Snake. Like it's just that bad.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Really?
Is that really the mobile
Oh
version?
no. What this is pre-iPhone. Think about that. This is 2006. This is pre-iPhone.
Why? Who even like?
This is like Game Boy Color.
Yeah, man. Seriously.
This is probably being played on like one of those Nokia flip phones.
Look at
Oh my
that.
god! Why? Like what? Why though? Like for what reason?
Scrolling text. I love it.
I want to know
What phone even played this game?
what intern was like, hey guys, it'd be a really cool idea. Let's put this on like let's just make it a phone game. Like that would be awesome.
It was probably like some employee that was doing it on the side, and they're like, "Hey, what have you been wasting your time on?" They're like, "This is what I made," and they're like, "Well, I think we can sell this."
Wow, the player character is a jerk in this version, delaying the Emperor's escape, thus letting the mythic Dawn catch up to him. Oh my gosh, this is horrible.
I mean, this is kind of a cool style though, of like, but I for this I don't.
Oh my god.
I can't even imagine. Like, how would you even play? Like, you're using essentially the circle pad that you used to scroll through your contacts back in the day to play this, right? So, but then again, this is isometric, so I would hate to play an isometric game on a D-pad.
Yeah.
I've always hated to play isometric games on a D-pad.
Can we also take a second and like ask why the characters are just like having heart attacks like every 10 seconds? Like not like every
Apparently they're
millisecond.
synced with whatever song is playing.
Oh boy. Yeah, man.
Because
Like,
one of the comments said all the characters are jamming to the beat at the exact same rate.
Hey, more people played this than Fallout 76, so
Again,
fine.
Somebody's gonna mod this again so you can input your own music to it and then
change the bouncing.
Oh god.
Wow,
that's
insane.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's
I guess
dumb.
that exists.
It's something, man.
We've gone from this to mobile Skyrim on a Switch. In the last, I mean, think about that. In like 10 years, we went from this way to mobile Skyrim on the Switch. Like, think about how much of a mobile technology has changed in the last decade.
Man, I would love, God, please make a version of Skyrim like this. Like just one like just throw it back, please.
So we had the Retro Future on Tuesday. Is there like a software channel version of like that stuff? Because he looks at hardware.
Yeah, there is one. There's one guy that does Halo 64.
Because I didn't know if there's like weird games like this that I never even knew existed, where like people just like, hey,
Somebody
this
turned
exists.
the Halo Infinite trailer into a 64 game. Technically, Lazy Game Reviews, the channel that we watched before, does a lot of that kind of stuff where he takes old software and reviews it and looks at it, but also old hardware. He does both. But this cracked me up because I'm just thinking, like, does anybody take new games and turn them into old games? Yep. Here it is.
Oh my god, man. Oh,
This is actually kind of cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I think this guy's done multiple other stuff.
I'd buy this version. Oh my god, it could be like the Combat Evolved.
Death Stranding
like,
PS1 trailer.
oh, beautiful.
Let's see if there's more. There's another one. Silent Hill. No, that's not it. We'll just click on this one. Why not? Why not click on this weird thing?
I totally distracted him.
I know. Dude, I love it
Anyways.
though, man. It's going
Basically,
on.
what I'm saying is the technology on mobile technology has significantly changed, and the fact that the Oblivion mobile game looked that bad is insane to me.
Oh man.
It's like unplayable. I don't think anybody would pick that up and actually play it nowadays. Like, I hope I'm wrong. I'm not wrong, because if you're willing to slog through that game, either you better be doing it for the memes online while people watch you play it, or I got some questions.
No, it's for the story. It's for the story.
Because you've got
Here-
plenty
here
of
for
better
the
versions.
story.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. This looks
I
like
thought that guy was a mountain.
Oh
when
my
it, like,
gosh.
zoomed up on him.
look
for a
at the
second
baby.
there.
Look at the baby.
You know, I
What
feel
the
really
heck?
bad
I gotta
because,
get out
like,
of this. I can't
nobody-
watch this.
if they replace Death Stranding's real gameplay with that, I don't really think anyone would really notice. Like, it's such a weird, off-the-wall game that, like, just fell under the radar for so many people.
Yeah.
Halo 64, interesting.
Yep. Halo Infinite and 64 graphics. He's still got the Death Stranding thing going. Oh my gosh.
Oh, God.
Look at the star. That is great. Craig's crash site. I love it. There you go, Craig. All
Like
right.
a loop. I just tied it right back into the stream.
Yeah.
Amazing. Anyways, you guys have anything else you want to say about Oblivion? I know we kind of got way sidetracked.
I like where we got. I'm cool with
Yeah.
it.
All right. Well,
I don't think I have anything about Oblivion.
oh, what about your
Yeah.
paintbrushes story?
Oh, yeah. So I found it on GameFAQs, but basically at one point in the game you could step on paintbrushes, and I used the duplication trick to climb in the center tower of the map, which is, I don't even know. Oh, right here. I pretty much did the same thing that this guy did, but I made like 1,000 of these paintbrushes, and I spent a whole Saturday just trying to, because they're really hard to see. It's and then you have to jump on them. You can fall off of them. So it was kind of annoying to get it spaced right, and then
So you go in here, but there's nothing in here essentially.
yeah.
So it's just the bragging rights of being able to do it.
Well, I climbed. So I think this game is actually glitched, but like I climbed and I jumped, and then I don't remember actually falling through it though. I remember getting pretty much up to the top, like this, but I didn't actually. I don't remember this portion of it. Yeah.
Huh. Your acrobatic skill.
Oh yeah. He, but I always kind of missed like exploring games like this, where it's just like I had a bunch of time and I could just go and do stupid stuff. Like I remember
Now this would get patched out.
Halo 2 super bounces, like you could use those, and then there's like Easter eggs you could find on different maps as long as you did them.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lost art in gaming, is getting out of the map.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's
they
usually
patch
just
you
like
out
a
every
wall
time.
where you can't pass, where before it was like, I think I can make it over there.
I wish developers, like, for games that there is no like multiplayer content, who cares? Just let people
Right.
break out of the map.
Yeah.
It'll fall through.
Yeah, let
It's
people
okay
be
once in a
stupid.
while. Not during the normal gameplay section, but like if they manage to like go off on a side note and just fall through.
Yeah, just let people
Bring
explore.
it back.
You know?
Bring it back.
Bring back the giant landscape of nothing. Anyway, you guys have anything else you want to say about this?
Nope.
All good, man.
I feel like I said too much already.
You're good. You're good.
I like the Wonderland we've been in. It's been good.
As always, I'm Chris.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Craig.
And Billy, don't die, or else,
I was ready. I'm so sorry.
or else we won't see you.
On the next CHRILLCAST?
Yep. Bye,
I'm
guys.
gonna make it worse.